be minutes from last meeting.
Did we bring the minutes from the last meeting?
I'll probably skip that, so you give us time to read through them. You ready? Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Alright, welcome to the April 7th board meeting. Board members, all are present. Office staff Bailey will be here. She's not here yet. She's starting pickleball. And our guest, Clarence Weber, is here. I'm going to skip the approval minutes and we'll let Clarence go ahead, and that way we can read through them here in a minute and we'll come back to it. All yours.
Yeah, this is my 26th time doing this. I come in every year at the same time and just wanted to know if there's any changes or anything that we can do for the park. I know last year we put $953 worth of rock on the east side of the shelter because that was holding water in there. And is there anything that we can do for around the building there? I noticed the flower beds are not cleaned off yet.
Right, they haven't been.
You want me to go ahead and do that
Spring.
Saturday?
If that's up to you, it's going through and doing all the spring cleaning and all that stuff is on their list for the maintenance guys to do.
Okay.
That's totally up to you. I can't
Well, the
guarantee
new flowers are coming up, so that needs to be taken care of.
Okay.
But I'll do it Saturday. It's all right with you guys.
We appreciate your help in that area.
Yeah.
That made a huge difference, that stone on that side.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
Actually, the other side needs some more, so
Okay.
if it's all right with you guys, we'll take care of that.
Okay. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. But Bud's, he's down on his knees, so he couldn't be here today. That's the first time he's missed in 28 years. He's the one who started the market, so he gave it to me. I've been doing it ever since. So I got 5 board members. I can tell you: Linda Hendricks, Merle Otte, John Gatrell, Andrea Redmond, and Chelsea Sharp. That's my board. Now, whether I'm market master this next Saturday, they vote on market master. I'll have a meeting there at the park, and we'll go from there. I'd say I'll probably be market master.
That's kind of like the park board president.
Yeah.
Once you get it, you don't lose it.
Yeah. It's hard to pass it on to somebody else.
Yeah.
Until you retire.
Yeah.
But all the farmers appreciate having a place to sell the produce. So. And I'm getting a lot of calls on the phone from different people wanting to come in and sell.
We get a lot of calls of people asking dates and what even people calling asking what you're gonna have and all this, all those types of things, and of course we don't always have those answers.
And a lot of people don't realize all the permits we have to have.
Right.
You have to have a retail merchant license for your plants, because Uncle Sam needs that tax. Baked goods, you gotta have food handler's license. Selling eggs, you have to have a license. Meats, you have to go through a certified blocker and be able to do that. So, it's not just come in and drop and tell me it's sell.
Right.
We gotta have everything, and I make sure that everybody has everything they've got. So
Good.
We're very appreciative that I think it's a huge thing for our community and being able to go in there and get farm fresh goods.
that's my way of giving back to the community. That's the way I look at it.
Yep. And again, people like me, and I know a lot of people I talk to absolutely love it and really appreciate all of you guys and the work that you put into it specifically.
And thanks to Farm Bureau Incorporated, they help out a lot. They pay for a lot of our stuff that we have. I'm on the board up there. I'm chairman of that board, And that's my project, that farmer's market. And I've got a budget, I can get whatever you need for that area right there. So, just let me know.
Okay, thank you very much.
So, anything else?
Has anything changed on this from last year?
Nothing has changed on it, no.
Okay. I think,
That's all, yeah, I've already signed one and given it to
yeah,
you.
you want us,
Yeah, you can stay if you want, or you can.
oh, did you already sign?
I got
Yeah, I signed it.
Alright.
I got some onions tonight.
Still waiting.
See you, Claire, thanks.
Real quick, anybody wanna make a motion to approve the previous month's minutes? Carl, first. Second, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? 4-0. Alright, turn it over to Bobby for.
So for now, I'm gonna skip the programming, and that way, if we get to it before she gets here, I can go over, I got to pull up on my phone already. So I'm gonna go to just project items, and I put completed in parentheses there, just to kind of let you know what, I know it's early April, but we've got a fair amount done. So, we did get the windscreens put up on the pickleball courts, which is a big deal for their league to run, and then eventually the tournament later in the year. And it looks good.
It does look good.
It looks it does have a benefit. I was actually out there, last Tuesday, and the firefighters go out there and they always have 3, and they asked me to be there 4, so I played one little round with them, and it was pretty breezy, but it definitely, when you were on the court in there, it definitely made a difference. So I would have, that's only my second time ever playing the game, so I would have not guessed it was as big of a difference as it was. Pollinators are all planted, so Jake Bland came in and kind of disced them up and turned the soil over for us. And we put a lot more variety of colors in there, so I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing those kind of look better than they did last year. Last year they just were full of a lot of weeds, especially some of them were almost solely just a monoculture of weeds. So hopefully we get those. The bathroom over by the dirt fields, Nate Bealey came in and put partitions in those. If you remember right, there was bathrooms and the doors didn't lock, so we replaced those doors and put partitions in them. Yeah, they actually, it looks like a whole different bathroom now, so big deal there. There are a couple things, and I know I've talked to a few of you that has happened or is still happening that we're not to yet. I'm still working on that list that I'd like to be able to email to you guys and prioritize for the year. The only reason I haven't started sending to you because I don't have numbers on everything yet, so I'm still working on just finalizing some of the quotes and things like that, because a couple of them I wanted to make sure that we got multiple quotes from different people. But you'll probably start seeing those come in the next 2 weeks, I would say, and I'll definitely have an email to you well before the next board meeting, and we can look at that. One of the things that's down here that I do want to bring up, just because we did email back and forth about it, was the water fountain. It's water fountain bottle filler, that the locations originally, we talked about one on the wall in the quadplex, and then one that's a standalone pedestal by the pickleball courts. I don't think we can afford to do both, but specifically for the soccer fields and whatnot, over there by the pickleball courts, where it's between that sidewalk, soccer fields, and it's kind of like, it'll be next to the concrete pad there by the pickleball courts, but it's close enough where obviously you can make playing soccer become refill or water bottle. I don't think it affects anything else being over there, so it is expensive.
Is it cheaper for the wall mounted or the standalone?
It is.
Can you mount it on the new bathroom?
So
is it a room?
that's the problem, because the middle has a chase, and then the back, where it would have to run through, we would have to go through the wall, and then everything would run against the wall inside there in one of the bathrooms. And based on my experience so far, I prefer not to do that, because someone will just get in there and mess with it. You have water lines and run through there and be open to where people have access to that.
I didn't know if there was a good spot that we could mount on that.
We looked at it, and there's really not. Because you can't, Chase has the door,
Right.
there, unless you put it on the back side of the building, then it kind of defeats the purpose.
Nobody's gonna be able to really see it.
I didn't know if you kept it closer there. Do you have water over by the pickleball courts? Is that gonna add to the expense of getting water over there?
So the difference of the mounted one, if we had a good spot to mount it, and the pedestal that is gonna have to have a concrete pad, the difference is like almost $4,000. But I don't think it's a good option to try to put it on that bathroom building.
No.
And there's nowhere else, no other wall or anything to put it on, so.
So if we spend $16,000 to get the stand up by the pickleball court, what's it gonna cost to put it all in? Counting what it costs to buy that, and then what it's gonna cost to.
That cost is with everything.
The 16 is included
That
everything?
estimate I gave you included all work and would not exceed that number.
And that was just for the standalone.
That's for the standalone pedestal, it's gonna have a concrete pad. So it's a similar
That's
setup that you see.
That's with putting the plumbing and everything?
That's with running water, that's with running sewer, that is everything,
16,000.
so.
What was the price on the one that you were looking at that was wall mounted?
So you're only saving like you're saving about $2,000 on the actual material itself,
Yeah.
but you're still running because you're running holes through walls, and you're still running all new.
Still labor.
So you're not saving that much money in the labor and installation part. Because running the water and sewer, the difference is instead of cutting through a wall and running a pipe, you're just trenching and putting pipe.
Yeah.
That's the difference. So it's really not that much. We're probably talking a few $100 difference at that point.
Yeah.
So if we approve that, where's that money come from? Grounds and improvement?
Yes.
So that means.
Did you look at ground improvements? We're already at like 44,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we've spent,
I'm gonna spend $44,000.
of the 90, right?
110.
So it means we got 66 left, correct? If our numbers are right.
Something like that.
And remember that doesn't include what's pending that you see on the claims document.
Yeah. Which there's only 2,500 on here for grounds and improvement.
So we basically have spent $46,500
Yeah.
on grounds improvement already this year. Which is typical, we did the same thing last year, all that money came out at the front end of the year and then it was just chipped away at it. If you remember right, we even transferred money last year from grounds improvement to building maintenance and supplies. I think it was $12,000 that we ended up transferring from one to the other.
And we upped that budget for the year, didn't we?
By 10.
10,000.
Yeah.
Do you see any other grounds and improvement coming out? Anything big?
Yes, if we're able to do it, there are still some, and it'll be a little bit, I'm just can't afford to do it all, but there's still some drainage issues that I would love to cut a couple swells through there where just water stands and riprap through there. Just because we can't mow through it. So you know where the playground is through there, that stands water, and then the one section that runs through, kind of close to where we, that one will go away because where that new playground's going. The other one is over by the soccer fields. So the soccer fields go from that drain all the way around where all that stands, so all that, and then that drainage just behind the pickleball courts. Like to do that whole thing, I would love to be able to do that and take care of it, because then we would never have to worry about getting the mower stuck in. We'd never have to worry about just waiting for it to.
Is that part of your list?
Do what?
Is that gonna be part of your list?
Yeah. That's actually one of the things that I really, I need multiple quotes and I don't have a good number on it right now because it's.
Do you have any number on it?
No.
No.
Not one I'd be comfortable saying, but what I'm telling you is we can't afford to do it all at once, so.
So we can chip away at it.
Yeah. So that's something that I would foresee. I would like to do it like one of the sections of that for this year. And that would be kind of up to you guys on how much we would be willing to put toward that, if it's something that we want to focus on. But it definitely is something, it's just a maintenance nightmare. It just makes it hard, makes it look bad when they do, because when it does start to get dry enough and you can go through it, you obviously leave tracks through there.
It is wet over there.
Yeah, very,
It has been,
it's,
that whole area, always has been.
so that's,
What other major, I know we talked about like bleachers and things like that.
Gates.
so, yeah, gates
Are
that,
those done yet?
no, the guy, the guy has basically ghosted me. So I'm gonna have to find a new contractor to do that, but I mean, that's another chunk. So, and then bleachers are basically gonna be what we can afford, and what's left is kind of what we talked about. We did go out there while Carl was there, and we did talk about, to make sure that we do something at the mini park this year, and, potentially if we do order, like if we order a couple new sets of bleachers, cause I mean, obviously we can afford a couple at a time, but like if we were to get two, instead of getting rid of the other two, just take the other two to the other basketball court at the mini park, and upgrading those goals at least, and then that slide.
Where is the new playground at in the process?
They're basically just waiting on a design for the sign. Like, to send me over for approval, colors, what the sign says.
So they're working on their,
It's on their end right now, and then, but on our end, it's still, ETC moving that electrical. If you remember right, that was like 12 grand. So that's another thing, to condense that electrical and move it into where, for our vendors for 4th of July, or our vendors in general, there's a couple, they're actually be really nice, they're in the ground, so it's kind of similar to what we have at Trippin. And then there are boxes that they'll run cords to that vendors can just plug straight into, so everything will be able to be mowed over. There's no like pole, rather than poles sticking up with an outlet on it, you know what I mean? And then the other 220 in that larger box moved down and out of the way, and a whole other power station there, kind of where the stage sits for the 4th of July. And that's just, as soon as we're on their schedule for that to be done already, you guys already approved that to be done. So that is another chunk that's gonna come out of it.
I was gonna say, is that part of that bid, or is that part of that big bid, or is that gonna come out of ours?
No, that would be from our ground improvement. So our responsibilities for the playground would be taking care of that electrical and then the base work. So
And how much is that total?
the electrical,
And the base.
I don't know exactly what the base work will be. To be honest, if I do it myself, it's basically gonna be that cost as a rental of the machine, and
we'll figure it out.
but we basically just need an operator and level for them to come and install it. So just getting the base ready won't get it.
When do you think you'll need to do that work? Will it be fall by the time it gets, so once they design it, it'll be quick?
They will have it installed before kids go back to school in August. The only thing I have to organize and make sure it doesn't happen is it's not in the middle of construction for the 4th of July event. That's the only thing I have to make sure that so you could probably see some of it start and happen in May, and then it might just get finished in July, after the 4th of July. Any other projects that we talked about or have missed, or?
Will we spend any money down at, the quarry park at all?
Not yet.
Will
They
we need to?
Not that I'm aware of.
Cause we'll take possession of that one in the fall, probably.
Yeah, as of right now, that is all still, until that's standing over to, the only thing we're paying for is the electric. So we have a Duke Energy bill, but that's the only thing we have consistently down there. They did just come and pick up the keys because in the next week or so, they're hooking that bathroom up. So that bathroom should be open and active in the next week or two, I would say.
We have cameras down here.
We do have cameras down there. There's not a lot, and they're not, there's more coming, but.
I know, but is there one by the bathroom?
Yes. So there's one actually on that pole where the parking lot is, it looks, actually two, so you can see both ways of the parking lot.
So will we start cleaning that, or Centos will start doing that, all that stuff?
Yep. Centos has already started at the city.
The bathroom down there.
They will, yeah, it's on their list. I will activate it as soon as it's
Ready?
open and ready to go. Yeah, it's on the list, but it's not active right now. So
between electric and the Centos cost, that's really.
well, we'll eventually have.
Right, but.
Yeah, but this
But for this year, for this budget
Yes.
year, until.
Yeah.
That's turned over.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. There shouldn't,
Next
at
year.
least I'm not aware of anything unless we want to do something else out there. I mean, I think there is gonna be a water station by the kids' playground down there. So like a lot of the water bill
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah, but you're not gonna have like super big maintenance stuff,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was worried about, a 10 or 12 or $20,000 bill coming in from that.
Yeah,
Like, if we do, we do spend another 16, we gotta think about that. But we should start making money on that, right? Like, do we get the money from the booking of the?
It'll go to probably, I would assume it'd go to the non-reverting fund, just like all the programming and sponsorship.
So you will start to see new, appropriations.
I said there'd be new line items in the budget, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and
Right,
so like our
next year.
report collections and that stuff, that our revenue coming in, so like where you see this as like estimated revenue, you're gonna see a whole new line that's,
Hopefully we start getting some of that in the fall, right? I mean, fall's a big time for camping.
Right. As soon as it's open,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I think it'll fill up a lot. I mean, I just think it will. Have you guys been down there?
I've been by there, just going to St. Anne's.
They've moved
Honestly.
a ton of dirt.
Yeah,
and,
they have, yeah.
It is, I mean, you can kind of
You
start
can-
to see
you can
what's in
tell.
shape, but yeah.
Yeah, the buildings are cleaned up, the
Yeah.
old quarry equipment's all cleaned
You
up.
can tell, like, they moved a lot of dirt.
Yeah.
So who's gonna be, like, if there's an issue, they're gonna call you or Bailey, or, like, I mean, like.
Yeah, so there's gonna be, again, I still think some of this is not completely lined out, but, from my understanding, there will be the hours to call the office, and then outside of that, if it's an emergency, it's the same as you call, for an emergency, you would call an emergency number or dispatch.
Dispatch or 911.
Yeah, and fire, it'd be the same as that for any emergency. I think the goal eventually is maybe if we do get a resident camper, it would kind of be, kind of similar to what they do at Saraland with resident campers and kind of just check on things and if something, they take care of all the small stuff, right? But it's the same thing, people have problems. The biggest thing I think at some point we'll have booking issues with, when it does fill up. People calling to book and it being full, as long as that, whatever system they put together for us for scheduling is simple or online, allow multiple, and then obviously then it's gonna be on us to check, to make sure people are checking out on time and all that stuff, so that it'll get interesting.
So most people leave on a Sunday afternoon, is that gonna be,
Yeah, I mean,
Bailey gotta go down there on Sunday afternoon, like, I mean.
no, I mean, we'll have a maintenance run, and I mean, same thing, that kind of, it'll just be a routine for our maintenance guys to loop through, and they're gonna have, my vision of it is that they'll have a printout of who should be where and which slot should have people on it, and then they basically go through and check, and if someone's in a lot that shouldn't be on there, then, and I think from what I understand, I mean, most of it you should be able to see online, so I mean, it could even be the guys have either on the phone or the tablet, and they see which site should be booked, who should be there and whatnot, to where they can.
I mean, I think,
Again, that's the way I envision it, but it's not done, and.
well, one thing about having an automated system too, though, is if you have somebody that's abusing the checkout time, then maybe you can go in,
You can deny.
somewhere you can go in there, click a box and say, this person can't come back, or, it makes it, they're suspended for a period of time of being able to, if they're truly abusing it, it's discovered that they're abusing it. Yeah, I understand some people, they've got a bunch of kids and they're trying to gather everything up and they're running behind.
Yeah.
We get that, but if you got somebody that's supposed to be out by noon and they're still sitting there at 4 o'clock in their lunch here.
Well, I'm assuming the system will have people's cards on file. There will be a late checkout option. There will be all the same things that normal
Additional fees and,
campgrounds have, that obviously if they're not checked out, then it's something that, and we make a loop through there and they're not checked out, and we're supposed to be gone by 11 a.m. and they're still there at 3, or if they're supposed to be out at 1 or 2, whatever it is on a Sunday, and they're still there when we loop through at the end of the day, then, obviously you talk to them, if they're literally packing up leaving, right down to me with it, but if it looks like they're trying to just stay and hang out, then, you probably have an issue. But same thing other campgrounds have, again, they'll have the late checkout option, we'll have cards on file. I don't foresee that being a major issue, so it'll just be us making sure we're in our rounds. I mean, and if that doesn't happen, it's on us.
do we have our fee schedule for that? Not yet. What is CereLink typically charging?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I'm just curious, like,
I don't know what it is one night, because we go in with in-laws and campers that's there from April
oh, yeah,
to November.
Yeah, some people might book, like, and you could get that, someone might book from the first day to the last day, just pay for it.
Right.
Like, they're the whole year, like.
Yeah.
So
that's fine, because that's,
different ones.
So I've only been
Yeah,
in
that's
2 pre-construction meetings for the court. At no point have we got to
fee
the
schedule.
stage, but I would assume it's a similar structure where you got a weekend, you got a nightly, you got a weekend rate, you have a more long-term,
Yeah,
and you have options like seasonal, full-time. I mean, I'm assuming that you're gonna have all of those options, but again, we haven't got to that point.
I didn't know it would work since I just kind of came into this and.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
I mean, I still feel the same way for the beginning of that stuff, going into the pre-construction meetings, and it hasn't had anything to do with things that it's all been about, like water, sewer,
Construction.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, so it's not really me yet.
Still quite a ways from that,
Right,
yeah.
so,
So, I'm not, like I said in the email, I'm not against buying the station. I mean, that's before I knew, we had spent a pretty good amount of money. Even in the non-reverting, it looks like we spent 40-some thousand or something, right? Or 60,000? I don't have a copy in front of me. But, or maybe we had it,
I didn't think I'd seen it on the road.
it's on there.
It is?
It's 144, and we've already spent 60 of it, or we plan on spending 60 of it, I think.
are you looking at like the net and estimated revenues? Where are you seeing that?
I looked at it on my computer at home, before I came.
It's on line 36.
Yeah, it's got like
Park non-reverting operating.
you have it?
I'm trying to see it on my phone, it's kind of a bigger.
This part of non-reverting operating is just the estimated revenue.
Estimated revenue for this year.
Yeah, so that doesn't include what we said
Well,
up
we've
from
said
last
that,
year.
yeah.
Yeah,
So we got 149, right?
That's gonna come in this year.
No, it's already in there.
that's what's appropriated for this year.
How can you so we've already collected 72?
No, that's an estimated revenue for the non-reverting.
The 72 is?
The 72 is an estimated revenue.
That's what's in there right now.
Yeah,
No, that's what's.
that's what's
estimated.
estimated to
For
be
this
for
year.
year's programs.
What's the 149? The 149 is
So
the
149 is the total of what has been budgeted for each, so like the baseball you go through the baseball manager, softball manager, soccer manager, supplies and miscellaneous, concession pool.
No, you're talking, no.
That's
down.
that's your total for 149,
You know,
right?
That's your appropriations of all your baseball manager wages,
Yeah,
soccer
that's-
manager,
Correct.
concession, miscellaneous, pool.
Which, that is our non-recurring fund, those are our programs and everything are. Is that what you're talking about?
So like Fund 2211, park non-reverting operating, total estimated revenues is $0. Total appropriations is 149. So that looks like we should have $149 in non-reverting.
No, the estimated revenue is the 72,879. That's what that we expected to come from, that's just from the programs, I would assume. That doesn't include the, 40,000 from,
No. So, actually looking through this is, I think 72,879 is what we've collected already.
So your budget is the first line, that's how much we have. So like for your, for director's salary, 64,000, just saying, right?
Yeah.
So that's how much money we have, 64,000 for your salary.
That's what we're looking at.
So if you look at that one, if you look at non-reverting,
Well,
if you read it right,
this.
we should have 149 in non-reverting.
That's what we're estimating.
So,
Right, I mean, that's how you should look at a spreadsheet, right?
that 149 is coming from adding up all of what is budgeted for our non-reverting fund. Our programs are operated out of our non-reverting fund.
So,
I thought that's where the income, where the revenue went, to the non-reverting fund.
But
We operate out of our budget.
yeah,
which is our non-reverting. Our budget for that is based on the amount of cash balance.
We just don't have on here the current balance of the non-reverting fund.
No, we don't have.
Yeah, we don't have that on.
So we don't have any idea how much money we have in non-reverting right now. Right?
Not looking at this. We have the total appropriations that we have. But we don't, so basically what you're saying is we don't, this doesn't show us our cash balance. So
Correct.
You don't have that with this report. Matter of fact, I don't think that new accounting software, it's probably in there somewhere, but I don't know if it gives me access to it. So I don't have access to everything in that new accounting software. I can run this report for you, but, I mean, this doesn't have I have to ask Charlie for our cash balance of that fund.
So that, we really brought in 62 because you had 10,000 in costs.
yeah.
We spent $5,000 in the pool concession.
Well,
What's this?
5,292.
2,500. Maybe these are estimated.
no, that's your activity. That's probably because we put in an early order to a discount.
Okay.
So,
They won't deliver until the pool's getting ready to open, but
If you order
it's a discount.
so is the 72 maybe what we have? Because
probably what you brought in through all the,
where's that number coming from?
72 is the, if you go to the,
Baseball, 12,510.01 is from registration. Quadplex rental, 21,275 from Ohio Valley Sports and that sort of thing.
Okay.
Not sure interest. Sponsorship is just what that from sponsorship
72.
from Windscreen. Soccer is from soccer registration. Softball's from softball registration. Other recreation is like pickleball.
So we at least have 62,217 in non-reverting, according to this.
at least.
At least.
The quadplex rental, the 21, does that include BJ's? For,
I believe so. I think that's
some of
right.
that,
Yeah.
why it's so high.
Well, we're also, there's a lot more people running the quadplex.
I know, that's what I didn't know if that was some, like if they paid like a lease in January, I don't know how they pay, they pay
Well,
monthly, they pay.
So, no, they just, I think they just pay 3 installments.
BJ or the DC?
BJ. DC,
CC's paid in December.
DC paid, so that was on last year's, so we wouldn't see that until this fall.
Yeah.
And that's 4,000 per field, and we did 2 fields. So we collected 8,000 from them.
last year,
Correct.
for this year. Then you collect 8,000 again, made it.
Well, for the fall of, the fall of last year through July of this year.
And that goes into non-burning.
Yep.
Yes. All of our income goes into our non-reverting fund. Sponsorship, all your program revenue. And the cost comes out of your budget lines.
So with that new accounting software, I'll figure out how to use it better and send you guys better, more, probably not more detailed, but more like simplified reports of this that you can actually see the total numbers and whatnot. Because on that thing, I know I can click on one specific appropriation and you guys can see every single thing that we've ever spent out of it. Like for the year. So like I can break it down in full detail that way, but then I can also get reports like I can tell you right now there's some stuff that we can look at that's not on here. That you probably rather look at the big number rather than some of these things that are
Total allocation.
But what worries me is we're saying we're gonna spend 149. If you add all those up, you say we're gonna spend 149. And we've only taken in 62, right? Or we're taking in 72.
Correct.
So we still need to take in almost 70 grand just to kind of
Break even.
break even. That's our goal, right, is to break even, right? We're really not gonna make any
So,
money this year.
for example, we brought in 107,000 from concessions from the pool last year. So, I'm not sure, obviously the pool costs a lot of money, but that also goes to, you'll see that line item when we start collecting from the pool.
And the installments from
Yeah, there'll still be 2
Carl's
Carl's
concessions.
concessions.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to, do we spend 16 grand on a water filter when,
I'm with him, I don't have a problem spending the money for a water filter, but we gotta make sure that right now, we only got $66,000 in our grounds and improvements, so we don't wanna get down to where we only got 20, and then we only make this, and then we're in a hole.
Then you're pulling from somewhere else.
Yeah, we're pulling from somewhere else to when we could.
So our net last year on pool concessions was 107, or was that our gross?
No, it's a gross.
Gross.
And then we did not make money on the pool. We spent
Last year was a terrible pool year.
We spent more.
but we kind of broke even, right? I think at the end of the year, we was kind of right around.
Yes.
We made a little overall, right? We kind of made like right.
So the
at
pool
100,000.
staying open through August, we lost like $23,000.
So was that smart? I mean, should we do that again?
Well, we talked about just staying open on the
It's
weekends.
gonna stay on the weekend.
I think, so that, yeah, I think it was the days during the week where we brought in almost nothing, and sold almost no concession, but we're still paying $6,000 a pool manager and, every week, testing. So it just added up. So,
But if you knew you had 150 or 200 grand sitting in a non-reverting fund, and you're gonna add another 70 grand to the non-reverting fund, spending 16 grand, isn't terrible.
But we don't though, right?
We don't know that.
We don't
So we
know.
can't assume and then spend it and then we don't.
So, but to be fair, that's what you guys did last year. You spent it almost all up front, and then we ended up still with moving 12 grand from
We
it
did.
to maintenance and supplies.
How long was it early?
But
So-
we had to last year, man. We were in a somewhat of a different circumstance. I think we're on better
Right.
footing this year, right?
The only difference is there's more come out right now as of April, but there was more work happening last year that all the money came out in May and June. From paying.
Because we had projects.
So it looks like, if you look at it on paper, it looks like we spent more right now, but you don't have a netting project that you're paying, well, I guess some of that was the REC. But some of that we also paid for, like, you don't have that stuff coming out that, like, I guess what I'm saying is, to me, just from being in here last year and then going to this year, I feel like it's the exact same, of like, we are spending a lot up front, and then it's just chipped away at the rest of the year.
Let me ask you this, did they give you a timeline on the water station, what the installation time would be?
I mean, if I told him tomorrow to go ahead and do it, he would get it ordered and it would come in. I mean, I'd say you have it installed in April,
Who is it?
day inside.
Okay.
So what about this, because you're working on some other projects, getting bids on? What if we table this till, I mean, if it's that quick of a turnaround, the difference between doing it before the end of April and the end of May, you know, if we waited until some of those other bids came in to get a better projection of what we're gonna be spending out of our.
So Brad, get the list finalized and prioritized.
Yeah, and then we can go through and.
Because if you wanna spend another 30 grand on dirt work.
Right.
You know, do we?
It'd be, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And we may-
But I'm just saying, I'm just throwing a number out there.
And then, you know, for 16,000, it may not even impact us,
Right.
but
the,
we don't know what some of these bids are gonna look like, and
Right.
if we know we can get this thing ordered and installed within a couple weeks, then at our early May meeting, we decide, and by Memorial Day, so the kids are out of school.
We got another meeting in 2 weeks.
Oh, that's right, we do.
So we could, if you have all that to us by then we could make a decision on next meeting.
Then first of May, we could possibly have this thing
Yeah.
in, if it's within our purview.
But, like you said, if we have 80,000 in there right now, might not be, someone that might not be an issue. But
Yeah.
we really just, like, if you can find out tomorrow from Charlie and send an email.
Yeah,
Like I said, I'm not against doing it at all.
Right.
I think we've got over 100 grand in the number.
And we could, you know, I don't know.
I don't remember it, but.
Yeah, if we do, then I think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I think our pickleball and soccer people would benefit from it greatly.
What's
I'm behind doing it.
This week it started.
When does pickleball started today?
Pickleball started last week,
Last week.
And
But
soccer started
we're
this.
gonna
Yes,
finish
sir.
it, that's fine with
Yeah.
Not to mention every night
I
you
know
drive by,
it's-
it's nice, people are out there playing.
But it's not really hot yet.
Yeah.
Well, our pickleballers, one of the new ones from Columbus mentioned it last week, the first night.
Yeah, I mean, like I said in all the emails, I think it's needed, but, you know.
Yeah, I'm for it.
I think it just enhances our park and anything that we can do to continue to do that, I think it's huge, and you put it in a spot where nothing else around that's gonna change, because the pickleball courts are new, the bathroom's new, that whole landscape around it, none of that part's gonna change, where, you know, I guess potentially other things to change, it's an area that's not gonna change, so we'd be putting it in a good spot, again, and it would get used, we got the one at, Trippton that gets used, you know, all the time, and you know, you have it by a playground and a workout area, and then we got nothing, no options at a place where we're running soccer
Multiple
2 months a
programs.
year, and then the pickleball court, we know how much they're getting used, and we got nothing over there. I just think it makes it, I just think it makes a lot of sense.
I mean, should we vote on it and then decide, like, I mean, how do you want to decide?
Nah, I think he had a good point of, I mean, up to you guys, but like, in 2 weeks, we have another meeting, so and then you guys can prioritize.
Right. I just said we'll wait.
Talk today and ask him what his lead time is on it.
Okay.
And find out, say,
And still send us what's in the number
yeah.
version
Yeah.
tomorrow.
That might be a way we can just go ahead and say, go ahead and tell him to go ahead and start, and we can approve it at the next meeting.
Yeah, go ahead and get it ordered.
Go ahead and get it ordered, because he won't bill us until, you know.
Probably is installed.
He's so late getting those built. Like,
I know,
He can do it, and we not
I know
see it until
Travis.
August or
Yeah.
September, so.
I know Travis, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, just ask him, you know, if, what his lead time is, and once we get the number, I'm okay with doing it.
I'm gonna conclude, because I mean, it's not very much, but I'm gonna go ahead and get what was left on that REC ledger that we had rolled over as well for you guys.
Can we spend that on this?
Yeah, then we'd have to split it, we'd have to send part of it for that and zero that out and then spend the rest of the
move it up, like transfer it over.
Yeah, so when we rolled it over from last year, there was like 20,300 something. We spent 11,000, so there should be between $8,000 and $9,000 left in that.
Yeah, I'm all in favor of it.
I am too, but I just wanna make sure we're
Yeah.
spending money financially
Yes.
smart. And equal. Alright, so you'll finalize those couple things and hopefully.
Yeah.
Even if you gotta plug some budget, like if you need me to help with anything, like
Oh,
budget wise,
okay.
just, yeah.
Okay.
Just if we need to get numbers closed for next meeting, call me, I can help
Okay.
throw some numbers and stuff. We'll jump back up to Bailey,
Okay.
or do you have anything else?
Just the financial assistance, the last one.
Well, and that falls under program, but we've talked about that. I just think that we gotta come up with something to offer people and, just where to start there, you know, because trying to kind of vet through and, people with, you know, my feelings are, we're asking them to fill out paperwork that involve household income, household members, how many, you know, members and that sort of thing. And then, I don't know, you know, as a board, you decide how, you know, how much or whatever, or we just set a policy that it is, you know, some sort of discount or some sort of they qualify for a free registration, or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And I talked to a couple, one friend of mine that's in, Park and Rec down south, and then, another one, and they don't do any sort of thing like that, so I don't have anything to gauge it off of. So,
I've taken a handful of phone calls, people calling to register and asking about financial assistance. And the only thing that I let them know is, we will definitely have your kid registered, we just don't currently have a policy, set in place for that. But we'll get your kid registered, and basically I'll get back with you.
It also takes a little bit of pride to be like, I can't, you know what I mean, once that swallows some pride, being able to say, I can't
agree with that.
do that, I can't.
Yeah.
Or we do get to like, well, I don't get paid till next week, can I pay next week?
Well,
Or we just had one today, can I pay in installments?
Yeah, and
So,
I'm assuming we say yes.
yeah, totally, yeah,
Those
and we
situations,
register
yeah.
everyone,
100%.
yeah.
But I think if you're gonna have an actual program that you set, you're gonna say, you're setting, just throwing out a number on there, this is a definitive, so you're gonna take $2,500 out of non-reverting and put it into this fund that is for this assistance program. And if we don't use it at the end of the year, it rolls back into non-reverting, whatever. But, you know, you've gotta have a policy, like you said. You've gotta say, based on this number in the household, it's this income threshold. Based on this number in the household, it's this income threshold. You kind of, because you can't just come to it as a, can we approve this one or approve this one, because you can't do one when you're not doing the other. There actually has to be metrics in place that they qualify it.
Could you do like match the free and reduced lunch kind of thing, like the school? Because that's how that works, right? If they got free people in their house and they make less than this, they get free lunch.
I would like to follow
A structure like that would be great.
That's how, like, that's what something, I think you could just use those numbers, like, right?
That's
Well,
probably, I don't know what the.
Well, the one thing that you would run into, and I'm not trying to sound sensitive, but is a lot of our county qualifies for that, so then how many of
Yeah,
our
it's
people,
true, yeah.
will we be subsidizing 70% of our programs?
Yeah, that's
for
true.
our money? So we kind of have to, you have to set a threshold that's reasonable. Because like even when you look at like school choice for next year, everybody's gonna qualify for school choice next year, and those thresholds are high. And it's like 3 times free reduced lunch levels, 3 or 4 times that, so, you know, it has to be.
But I think that would give us a good place to
It will
start.
give us a good place to start, I agree.
Maybe we could see what those numbers are, and then go from there.
And I think in our community, we need to do something like this.
So this would be, and I know you can pay a lot of money to have someone come in and do this, but if we were to know the average median household income for the entire county and the average cost of what a family of we'll say 4, just to go in the middle somewhere, spends and how much money they typically have extra for
Disposable, yeah.
disposable, exactly.
Somebody knows that, I mean.
That's
already established.
Yeah.
Somebody knows that,
But do we
Facebook
have-
knows that, I mean, Google knows that, I mean, you're talking about billion-dollar business, they know everything.
So,
Like
so,
somebody-
so are you saying we can Google it and figure it out?
You
I
probably,
bet you would be close, I bet AI would become really.
and you can tell how many people have college degree, like, the percentage of males with college degrees versus non-college degrees, the percentage of females with college degrees versus I mean, it's all out there, everything's out there.
But I think we started the free reduced lunch.
So, I mean, it gives us a
Will
starting
you-
point.
I agree with that.
Can you, put together, like you say you had a handful of phone calls, what's that cost? You know what I'm,
Yeah.
you understand what I'm saying, and you don't have to be exact.
I
Is
did
it-
come up with a total number from last
I mean, is
year.
it $3,000?
No.
Is it 300?
100,000.
If
It was
it's
under 100,000
$300,
last year.
you know.
It was,
Right.
I think it was shy of 500, probably.
Yeah. So I mean, do we either go through all this time, or we just,
Well, the difference is when you openly offer it and advertise it.
Well,
That's what I'm saying, I don't think we
maybe
do
we
that.
don't,
Only
maybe
do
we
it
don't.
for Google Ads.
That's what I'm saying, are we better off just, but once it
But if
gets
we're
out,
gonna-
then you do it. But who wants to go around telling people that my kids can play for free because I told them I couldn't afford it? No,
I think if we have a policy in place and we don't educate people that we have it, I think it's irresponsible.
This was just based
I
on
just-
last year.
I mean, it's either we have the policy and we're very transparent, or we don't have the policy.
but
In my
again,
opinion,
I don't think you pay 100% either, like, if it's $70 for baseball, I think, or is that?
80.
Like, we'll pay 50, can you pay 20?
You're talking about.
You know what I mean?
I mean, the other thing you could do is you could say at the beginning of each year, we're going to allocate X amount of dollars for this. And when people call and ask, you use it up to its max.
but,
You allocate so much for soccer, so much for baseball, softball.
yeah, but are we still vetting that, or is it just?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
You still have to vet it,
Yes, it
yes.
has to be vetted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the only thing is too, how many kids do we not get to participate because their parents think they can't afford it?
That's true.
I mean, there's definitely some.
And do we find organizations locally that we can partner with to say, hey, we'll give you $5,000 to cover kids that can't afford.
That otherwise wouldn't play.
They were willing to help, and yeah, there's some stuff.
I think there's enough groups in North Vernon that we could probably not pull it out of our budget and get some of this stuff funded.
What was baseball's number last year?
$280.
280, that was it. Softball was 70, soccer was 30.
So
But I
that
would
was,
Bobby, we need to be transparent and educate that there's an opportunity there.
Right, can we get kids the opportunity to come participate that their parents don't think they can participate?
I also, and this is, I've seen way more of this is like the families of 3 and having grandparents come in and pay for them, and really like the burden on grandparents in our community too, to pay for kids because parents won't do it, they want them to be involved. So we're not, it's not just offering them, it's also taking a burden off of some of our older community members that are trying to make sure that grandkids have an opportunity to participate. So.
yeah, I mean,
You said. Carl's out doing a good job.
Yeah. And the girls, they got working.
Yeah, I work in sessions.
Yeah. And
yeah, I think we should start doing it, start,
I'll
get the ball
Research
rolling.
that.
I'll work with, it's gonna be a very rough track, because I'll.
But also we gotta be
Educate
careful,
myself.
because do we really wanna subsidize half of, I mean, cause you get to a point, you start,
That'll be where we gotta,
That's what we gotta
hit the
income
number.
thresholds.
We gotta hit the number, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, I think there's a number there that makes sense, but.
And then you have to be, it's gotta be a hard line, you know.
and I think you gotta start low, and then we can increase it.
Yeah.
And increase, we don't wanna start here and then,
Have to cut it.
yeah,
But there's no doubt that we need to have, because the amount of kids that, like I said, that don't get the opportunity because
want it to be like, hey, I'd really like a kid to do this. I don't know.
We'll look into it.
Have you tracked everybody that's called in and asked at this point?
We would have open invoices for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
If they signed up.
If they went in and signed up, yes.
Do most of them still go ahead and sign up?
Yes.
Okay.
Once they know that, like, I let them know, we
Something
can still register them, they can play for sure, and we can figure out solution later, they're all in, so.
As long as we're,
We have 1, 2, 3, 4 open invoices for baseball and softball. These were 3 from last year. So, I mean, it's not an overwhelming amount I've asked, but
But it goes back to, or do you gain 10 or 15 kids in all your programs if their parents knew that they could,
that there was an opportunity.
potentially,
for them to be a part of something?
our numbers would be like more astronomically high.
Pay, the struggle to pay, that it would not pay.
Right.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I think there's a number that works out. I just
I mean, that's something you can do in your registration process too, is would you like to be considered for financial assistance is a
Right.
question.
That's a question.
And then, then that opens up a form that they have to go in and plug in metrics. And, or upload a W-2 or something like that, that we verify and validate.
I agree. Alright, I'll work on that policy and hopefully in a couple weeks, it'll be probably a very rough draft, but I might email it to you guys before that.
Is that something that we'll want to start like before fall soccer or before the like summer league or until next
You
year?
say as soon as we have.
As soon as we
As soon as we
can,
have-
yeah, let's,
But we probably do need to figure out something for these 6 that you're talking about this year, right? The 6 that are
Yeah.
pending.
As of right now, they just have the open invoice. They're registered.
They will participate.
Yeah, and that's fine, I'm fine with that,
So,
Alright,
okay.
I'll work on that one.
My stuff?
yes.
Okay, just a quick rundown of the Shamrock Run 5K. Just a little snapshot of all the expenses, how many people we had registered, the revenue we brought in from those registrations, and what we netted. So we did not lose money, that's great. We made $666 for a run that was at 9 a.m. and it was about 30 degrees out. I didn't think it went too bad, so pretty okay for that day. And the next thing is the baseball and softball current numbers. We definitely have way more baseball registrants than we did last year. So in total, we have 336 registered for baseball and 215 registered for softball. Softball, that number is slightly lower, but we still are keeping softball open through tomorrow. Last year's softball was 219. Baseball last year was 302.
So you're up overall, big time.
How many was softball last year?
219, so you're
Before
full.
we're going
This year
for
less.
215.
These
So we're
are
full on last year.
Yeah. So the numbers are looking good overall for that.
Just a question, do you think the turf is the reason that baseball's up? And do the girls play on the turf?
They do, yeah.
Because they play on Saturday nights.
Are you gonna make a post tomorrow, like,
Last
last day, last
I
call? kind of thing?
can, yeah.
Just that might entice
Yeah,
a
I
couple
think,
more.
Can we not extend it till Monday?
we probably can, cause
When
I
is the
have
draft?
that's next Thursday night. I originally had it scheduled for this Saturday, but there were a lot of conflicts with travel coaches that are also coaching the rec league. So I did bump it to next Thursday, so I could move it to Monday, that still gives me a few days
That'd be
to
better.
prep everything.
How was the combine turnout?
I don't know how many kids we had total.
It was about this, this is totally based on, I didn't look at the numbers of the sign up last year, because we add, because there are kids that don't sign up for it and they show up.
A lot of kids just walk up.
I think it was almost, it seemed like the exact same amount of kids that we had to work through it last year, which sounds okay, only in the same year, but overall, I'm disappointed that not more kids. I mean, you look at 336 plus 215, and I bet you we had 65 to 70 kids come through last night.
But that number, that is not offered to T-ballers or Pony League. So figure out whatever those numbers are.
knock out the 105 T-ballers and the 40.
I just remember when we were kids, we had to come try it out before they did the draft.
So are we turning kids away from T-ball?
No.
No, I have, anyone that has called, I have accepted. I mean, at some point, I do have to stop.
So is that school plus one? I didn't know.
Because she keeps upping it and then it fills up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, and that one person on the wait list, I had called, I think on Monday or last week, and they never went in and finished
Okay.
registration.
Yeah, I was just wondering what
they
they're like, full, like we were turning one away or something.
No, that's the wait list.
So 104,
Yeah.
how many teams is there in T-ball for baseball?
That's 10.
10? 10
Yeah,
on
we
T-ball.
have 10 teams for T-ball, 9 teams. If I can get 99 C leaders in baseball, we'll do 9 teams. If not, it'll stay at 8 teams. B League we have 7 teams, A League we have 6 teams. So,
We just need to make sure we split the travel kids as much as we can.
they are identified on the draft, like player listing, so that the coaches know that those are the more experienced players. But as far as picking, that's all the coaches.
So we
It's
specifically
identified.
had one coach last year in D League specifically say she was not gonna pick travel kids. So like, we also have guys that, and I wanna be clear, just because they say they're travel doesn't mean they're the best player. I can tell you right now in D League, there are 3 kids that I know of that I would pick over a couple of them that travel now, because I personally know them, right? It's not, but like, I'm just saying, we have coaches that specifically don't pay attention to it and don't want to, and they pick their kid's friend, right? So some of it's unavoidable.
Right, no, like, as long as they're identified,
They're
the coaches
identified.
know, I feel like that's all you
Everyone's-
can do.
Yeah, everyone's aware of it, so.
Unless we're gonna get into putting teams together ourselves and not even having a draft, that's
That's
the
love
only way you can avoid that. You're gonna have something
You
that
have to be big, too.
Less work for me. But a lot more headache probably on the tail end of it, if I did it myself.
I just don't being in those drafts, it's a little contentious.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of work to put together. But, yeah, it would take a lot for us to switch it to the other way.
I don't know.
I don't have a plan to switch it.
For the late summer, the guy drafted for one team and had the coaches mislead me about which pitchers could pitch and not, and which ones couldn't. And so I drafted a team that didn't have a pitcher. Luckily for me, I found out soon enough that
I don't know.
I added a pitcher that I happened to know that needed more pitching time. And it worked out very well for that team, actually.
So the other coaches led you astray.
Yeah, and then they lost for it. They should have just told me which one was actually.
Yeah, sometimes you can't fix that.
No.
Yeah.
So.
So that's where we're at. I still need a few more, kind of depending on if I add like the 9th team on some of these, or like an extra team, a few more sponsors. Day and Sun is one that I just realized I need to confirm if they're doing it. And out of all of because we'll have 51 teams to be sponsored. So I only need a few more, but 10 of the ones I have on my list, I'm still waiting for a physical form and a check from. They've given me like a verbal yes, but I've not actually received.
Well, go ahead and put me down for a team sponsor.
Put you down?
Yeah.
To what, Farm Bureau?
Yeah.
For the 200?
Yeah. Stop by the office later this week, or if you want to email me an invoice, whatever.
Okay, I can do that,
So you still need 1 or 2 more from the ones I got today?
yes. So That's
The
where we're
people
at.
who have verbally committed, are they like in-town businesses that
Yeah.
could like swing in
Yeah,
and be
it's like Dairy Queen's one of them.
some of those you may have to take
Like
an invoice
Miller's
to.
Tavern.
Yeah, we will.
Is that the 10 forms you're waiting, is that what's 10 forms?
Yeah, those 10 I've not actually received
Okay.
like money from, but they've been like, yeah. Shannon is one of them.
Yeah, well, I just texted her,
Yeah.
I just texted her.
I have her down, I just don't have anything yet.
She just read it at 7:05, so
Yeah.
she's been busy, I'll tell her.
How many total teams did you have last year? Do you have that?
Yeah. Last year we had 28 baseball teams and 20 softball teams.
So we have 3 more teams this year, total, than we had last year. Total teams, right? You said 51?
51.
1, 24, 34.
Good numbers.
Yep.
That's a good thing.
So that's where we're at with that. I really believe the athletic sponsor option went a super long way, as far as getting sponsors for all sports quickly. And I'll go over that. Yeah, I'll go over that on the next page. But okay, pickleball league. Yeah, tonight is week 2. It'll be 8 weeks. We had 29 registered, so we brought in $435 for that week. It was $15 a person. So yeah, a lot of
Youth or adults?
it's adults. A lot of new players. So out of that 29, there's probably 5 come from Columbus, 3 or 4 from Seymour. Last year it was like all local people. So that's good that it's spreading. And then for upcoming programs, a lot of this stuff is happening in May. So the tennis clinic, Darren Brown is teaching that. I'm gonna open registrations this Thursday for that. The event's on Saturday, May 9th. Fitness in the Park, I'm gonna open that registration on Friday. That will be I think it's a 6-week program, May 4th through June 10th. I'm gonna offer 2 fitness classes at the quarry. Overlook, utilize that space since we haven't done much out there.
Are you teaching those classes?
I'm teaching those, yeah. I'm gonna do a Monday 6 a.m. to 6:30 and Wednesday 8 or 8:30. I forget the start time for that one. Golf clinic is happening on a Monday, May 11th. Registrations will open for that next Monday. I originally had on our calendar an adult pickleball clinic. However, after reaching out to a lot of the local players, I'm having a hard time finding people that can commit to, like enough people to commit to a certain date and time. So I think I'm going to replace that. So instead of like a 2-day clinic that is all instructional for 2 hours each day, I think I'm gonna replace it with a newbie night instead. So I talked to a couple people about that, like the walkers and people like that. A lot of places do it. They do it on like a Friday night. A lot of them will like bring in like a food truck or something, and it's like light instruction from a couple experienced players, but it's for all the newbies to come out. They get that light instruction kind of how to, and then it's just open play with basically all beginners with the help of some advanced players. So it's kind of just more laid back rather than like such structured routine. And that would just be free. Well, I mean, we can charge for it if we want, but I don't see a reason to charge for it if it's not gonna be like true instruction the whole time. Because originally, the adult pickleball clinic, I was gonna charge, either 15 or 20 for it, I can't remember what I had. But the newbie night would just be a free night. So, just heads up on that. And then for the youth pickleball clinic, I still want to run that. It would still be something free for the kids. It's just really hard to find the experienced pickleballers that are all willing to be there at the same day and time. So I'm still working on that. I originally had that scheduled for the first week of June, but I don't know if that's going to happen. And then golf league registrations are still open right now. We have 17 registered.
A lot of older, or you have any idea?
I haven't done it in a long time. Let's see.
He's not technically a basic, I don't think he can handle 2 hours at the golf course.
Can or can't?
And
Oh.
he is 6, so,
He would be all over the place.
yeah, he'd be wanting to drive a golf cart, it'd be He's not ready.
11, 10, 10, 9, 11, 14, 6, 9, 10, 12, 9, 10, 7, 9.
There, you have one first grader and then two first graders, one second grader, then it looks like third, fourth, third to
You
sixth.
have Lincoln on that screen.
Who?
Lincoln is on there, isn't it?
Third to sixth graders is pretty much it.
Yes.
Okay.
Vernon? Yeah. Did she have sports performance?
She loved it.
Okay. Great, yeah.
She loved it.
Oh yeah, I guess that's another update I could give. Our first sports performance class was this past Saturday with Alex Macon. I stayed for maybe the first like 10 minutes. He is so great with all of them.
He is.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
He's-
not all the kids that signed up came. Some of them were at travel tournaments. Some of them had Easter plans. But I thought overall it looked like it was starting off very well. The kids looked like they were having a lot of fun. So,
I think he'll reap the rewards from it too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I'm
Because I
gonna
didn't think that.
interrupt you.
Go ahead.
The Purdue grant, it's over, this is our last year, right?
It ends June 30th.
Did you have any more conversation with the health department on those funds?
Not yet. And they wouldn't be for this year.
Yeah, wait till next year.
Yeah, we have to apply for them this year.
Okay.
So,
Which, part of that, like from last year, the grant covered the MMA classes for a month. I was able to get that from city council, so that's covered from that.
What's the grant total, what, now, 4,000?
The total for the whole contract, which was over 3 years, was 26,000.
Almost 7 a year, close to 7 a year. 6 would be 24.
Yeah, so we were able to cover what we needed this year from city council, a budget that they gave me, so. Yeah. Second page is just kind of like a snapshot of spring soccer, like summary, so you can see the 2026 numbers compared to 2025. We did have a little fewer signups, but I think it helped with us raising the AU price by $5. You can see we actually brought in a little more in registration, or in revenue from registrations. So, and a little bit more in sponsorships.
we also had a lot, I mean, there were no late signups, we pretty much told everybody no and called them, didn't see a sign up on time.
I would do some add-ins. I didn't take no add-ins. I did some add-ins as I could. Like if the league had 8 teams and 5 of those teams had 8 kids and 3 of the teams had 7, I would fill the other 3 teams to 8. I would do it like that. But some of the leagues, based on like coaching, I wasn't able to add more kids because it would have caused like 4 kids to be on the sidelines if I added more without coaches stepping up. Yeah, without having to add another team and getting another coach to commit. So yeah, some people got no's, some people got yeses. I mean, we still had people calling about soccer probably last week. So, and that's a no, unfortunately.
Do you know why we spent 10,900 last year and only 4 this year? Did we have a big expense last year?
You have awards that are still gonna come out of
Yeah.
that.
Oh, okay, so
This is not final.
Oh, okay.
Includes the fall.
I thought this was done.
So what's not included on here are awards
Yeah, I thought
that
this was
sent in quote today.
It's not done.
Okay.
It's not done, yeah, sorry. It just at
But
least
last year
gives
we did
you-
charge some stuff too. We did put some money, we charged some stuff and took some money out of some of our programming. I don't know if we reappropriated or just put stuff in there.
Probably just baseball, softball.
Well, not all of it. This report wouldn't show.
Yeah.
Show that. This is.
Just straight cost and revenue.
We lost 295 last year. We're making almost 7 this year, so.
Cause we're not done spending.
Cause I haven't paid you
Trust me,
rest
we're not making 700,
yet.
I promise.
Yeah, so that's not included, the
We're
awards
6 in ref fees.
and then referees. So,
You better put down the right numbers, because Rob will catch it.
Well, no, now, Now we're publicly gonna be ashamed of making 7.
This is not. Okay, and then just like at the bottom where you see the sponsors, I kind of listed out which ones are full athletic sponsors that paid the $700 for all 3 sports, and which ones did soccer only. So you can see the majority were athletic sponsors, which made going into baseball and softball for me much easier to already know I had 14 sponsors before even knowing the numbers for baseball and softball. So that has gone a really long way thus far, which I guess we won't have any more athletic sponsors at this point because soccer has already started. So any additional sponsors we get for baseball and softball, they're either paying the $200 or the $350.
You may still get somebody to write you the athletic sponsorship just because, but
Maybe, and I could swing it into spring next year, I guess, spring soccer next year,
I would just try to leave it year to year.
year to year. So yeah, so that's where we're at currently. Yeah, it's not complete yet. That's all I've got.
Alright. I think we've signed the claims approval sheet already, everybody has? Alright, anybody have anything else?
Yeah, I talked to Bobby last week about, getting those backstop things behind
He wants the backstop padding.
backstop, right, this is terrible in sense.
You gotta have that here, quote.
I'm waiting, yeah, but that's another one I'm waiting on.
Okay.
So when I talked to him, I went ahead and messaged, the guy that has done our windscreens, and he does a lot of field, it's any of field supplies. And so basically what he would do is he's gonna give me the quote for, the backstop padding, and we would install it ourselves, because it's just, they're clips and screws that go in the back of the board on the heads, so.
Okay.
But I don't have that number yet. The message has been sent, the measurements have been sent. He's only had it for a week though, so.
Who's the baseball manager, is it Gabe? And then, it says we have 25,000 for a youth baseball program, have we spent that much on baseball?
Did last
We
year.
did last year. Those baseball, softball, they were all 0 last year.
Uniforms, equipment.
Umpires.
Well, then we have
Well, there's
12,500
not a
for,
separate budget.
We did, so there are some expenses in baseball that came out last year that might not be as much this year. So when we bought all new catcher's gear, out of there, we bought, softball, for instance, we bought the 2 pitching, well, one of them came out last year, one of them came out this year, for the kid pitch, the 4-to-light, outdoor, pitching mats with the pitchers play on it, because our fields don't have them. What else? I think there were a couple other smaller things that come out of there that won't come out.
I just wondered.
But we'll have all the balls, all the, it will be.
So baseball's expensive to run, we're spending almost 41,000 to run the baseball league.
Well, some of that, like last year, what took to ran the league were uniforms, awards, well, here, let me just do the total. 20,000.
Plus the umpires.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's
Yeah,
true.
a lot more than that.
Okay, so it says, so this expense is
30,000.
this plus umpires. Yeah,
$30,500 what we spent last year to run.
that's what it is to
Baseball.
run it between paying umpires and.
And then Dave's 3,000.
That's separate.
That's in here.
That's in here, but this year that will be coming out of a separate budget.
Yeah, it's separate on the one that Bobby sent today.
But yeah,
That's
but
what
it's
it's
still a cost to run.
Yes.
Still.
about
Yeah.
41,000 is what we have budgeted to run the league.
So we save money by not buying the Major League hats.
Yeah. The major league has almost doubled in price.
I know.
So
Yeah.
you're talking, 336
Cats.
times, say,
They
$5 or
were
$6
gonna
a hat.
They're gonna be like $15 a piece,
Yeah, so we're gonna get it for
$16
around
a
8.
piece.
So you're 8, so you're gonna save over $2,000 just to not buy those regular hats.
But it's still gonna be the same cost of what they were last year because of how much those hats jumped up. Like, we're not gonna save very much. Like, what's not as compared to last year? If we spent, 9 something on a hat last year that jumped to 15 or 16 now, and then we're just gonna spend $8, and we're only
So we paid like 12 or 13 for them
I
last
can't
year.
remember exactly what they were, I'm just throwing out numbers.
Yeah,
I'm just generally saying that it's, the fact that they went up so much is why we're not going with those major
Yeah.
hats. It's not because, we need to save money. You're, again, if it went up $5 per hat, 336 times 5, you're gonna spend well over $1,500 just on hats.
Yeah.
Alright. Anybody have anything else? Somebody make a motion to adjourn this meeting. Carl? Robin, second. All in favor?
Uh,
Kill it.